Welcome, everyone, to a better version of myself. So glad you could join us today.
Great to be here.
Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever found yourself feeling like you're caught in some kind of invisible loop?
Mm-hmm. Like deja vu, but for life circumstances.
Exactly. Maybe the same challenges just keep popping up again and again, or certain outcomes, they just seem, I don't know, inevitable for you no matter what you try.
Or maybe you've noticed patterns,
Yeah.
right? In relationships or at work, things you just can't seem to shake.
It's frustrating, isn't it? It can feel really disheartening sometimes.
Definitely.
But here's a thought, maybe a radical one for some. What if those recurring patterns aren't just randomly happening to you?
What if they're actually being actively constructed by
Yeah.
you?
Right. Through maybe the most powerful tool that you actually possess, your own mind.
It's a truly profound idea, and honestly, it's one that, as we'll dig into today, really has the power to shift your entire perspective on life.
Yeah, it really does.
We're often told, seeing is believing. That what our eyes see, what our senses perceive objectively, that's what dictates reality.
That's the standard wisdom. Yeah.
But today, we're going to dive deep into a concept that flips that old saying completely on its head.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
We're going to explore how, in a very real, almost tangible way, believing is seeing.
Believing is seeing. Okay.
And this isn't just about, positive thinking or some abstract philosophy.
Yeah, just wishful thinking.
No, not at all.
Okay.
It's about the fundamental, even scientific way. Your internal world, your thoughts, your expectations, your really deep-seated beliefs doesn't just, subtly color how you see things, but actively, undeniably creates your lived experience, the very fabric of it.
Wow. Okay, so that's our mission then for this deep dive. We're going to unpack the science and the psychology behind what are called self-fulfilling prophecies.
Exactly. We'll look at how this complex dance, this interaction between our inner convictions and our outer reality plays out day to day.
And we'll use lots of examples, right, to make it concrete.
Absolutely. And crucially, we're not just talking theory here.
Good, because theory is one thing, but...
Right. We want to give you a clear, actionable roadmap. Steps you can actually take to consciously grab the reins,
To become the architect of your own reality rather than feeling like a passenger.
Precisely. To start shaping a future that truly serves you, instead of feeling stuck in one you maybe didn't even consciously choose.
Okay, let's get into it. Where do we start?
Well, to really grasp believing is seeing, we need to start with the mind itself. The canvas, so to speak.
The mind.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not just a blank slate, is it? Just recording things.
Not even close. That's a common misconception. What's truly amazing, and I think often underestimated, is just how complex it is. It's this incredibly intricate web.
A web of what?
Of your thoughts, your core beliefs, every single experience you've ever had, your unique perceptions, all woven together. And these elements aren't just sitting there passively. They are constantly interacting, influencing how you interpret everything, how you engage with the world every single moment.
So they're active.
Very active. And it's crucial to understand that these internal narratives, the stories you tell yourself, often without even realizing it.
Yeah, the inner monologue.
Exactly. The stories about who you are, about other people, about how the world works, they are just passive observation.
They're not just commentary.
No, they are dynamic, active forces. They are literally shaping your reality as you live it. Think about that constant voice inside your head, even when it's silent outside.
Mm-hmm.
Your mind is always speaking to itself, processing, interpreting, and ultimately laying down the blueprints for your experience. It's not just background noise.
But the foundation, the programming.
That's a great way to put it, the foundational programming for your life.
Which leads us back to that core idea, the one that might feel a bit challenging at first. Because it really does go against the grain.
The seeing is believing thing.
Yeah. We hear it all the time. It implies our senses give us the undeniable truth, and then we believe it.
The external world dictates the internal belief.
Right. But what if the deeper truth, the more, profound reality is the exact opposite?
What if it really is believing is seeing?
What if your internal convictions, what you truly hold as true deep down, literally dictate what you're even able to perceive, what you let in?
And manifest. And what's truly fascinating here, and I really want to stress this isn't just philosophical musing.
Not just a nice idea.
No. It's deeply rooted in how our brains are wired, how they function. Your beliefs act like this incredibly powerful personalized lens.
A lens. Okay.
Yeah, a lens you view everything through. And this lens, it predetermines what information gets through to your conscious awareness.
So it filters reality.
It absolutely filters reality. It determines the patterns you recognize, the opportunities you note, the possibilities you consider. You will literally perceive, and as we'll get into, even manifest, whatever it is you genuinely deeply believe to be true.
Yeah.
It's fundamental to how we construct our world.
You know, it makes me think of that word, abracadabra.
Yeah. The magic word.
Right. We think of magicians pulling rabbits out of hats, conjuring something out of nothing, seemingly.
Making something appear.
But the origin of that word, this is where it gets really wild and so relevant to what we're saying.
Okay.
The ancient Hebrew origin of abracadabra apparently translates to, as I speak, I create.
As I speak, I create. Wow.
Yeah. Pause on that for a second. If speaking aloud creates,
Yeah.
what is thinking?
It's internal speech, really.
Exactly. It's an internal dialogue, an unspoken utterance. So if, as I speak, I create,
Then logically, as I think, I create.
boom, your thoughts, those silent words, those images in your mind, they're constantly working, actively creating the world you experience.
That's a perfect lead-in. It sets the stage beautifully for defining the core mechanism here, the self-fulfilling prophecy.
Right. This is how believing is seeing actually plays out.
Precisely. At its heart, a self-fulfilling prophecy happens when your expectations, your beliefs about a situation or its outcome actually cause that situation or outcome to happen.
So my belief makes it real.
In a nutshell, yes. It's this powerful, often invisible feedback loop. It can either push you forward or, unfortunately, keep you very stuck.
And this isn't some like new age fad idea either, right?
Not at all.
Yeah.
It's got solid roots in sociology and psychology. The term itself, self-fulfilling prophecy, was coined by the sociologist Robert Merton
Robert Merton, when was that?
way back in 1948. And he gave a really precise definition that helps us get it.
Okay, what was his definition?
He described it as a false definition of the situation evoking a new behavior which makes the original false conception come true.
Okay, let's break that down. A false definition.
Right, so you start with an initial belief. Merton called it a false definition, but that doesn't mean it's a deliberate lie. It just means it's not objectively universally true. It might be based on, say, past hurt or limited info.
Or just what you were taught growing up.
It's exactly societal conditioning. So this initial belief, this false definition,
Evoking a new behavior.
yes, it triggers a specific behavior in you. Sometimes you're aware of it, but often it's totally unconscious.
Okay. And then that behavior.
Makes the original false conception come true. Your behavior, the action you take, or maybe the action you don't take, directly or indirectly, leads to the outcome that confirms your initial belief.
So I think something's going to happen.
That thought or belief makes you act a certain way.
And my actions make the thing happen. Whoa.
It's a circle. Your initial idea, even if it was flawed or just one possibility, becomes reality through your own actions that stem from that idea.
So what's the big takeaway here for someone listening right now?
It highlights just how crucial it is, absolutely vital, to understand your underlying beliefs, the often subconscious ones.
What do I really believe about myself, about my abilities, my worth?
Yes. And what do you believe about others, about the world? Opportunity, lack, abundance, all of it.
Because those beliefs aren't just thoughts floating around.
No, they directly change how you act. And how you act, your behavior, dictates your outcomes. It shapes your reality.
It's like your perceptions create this mental filter.
Exactly.
Which then makes you behave based on that filter.
Which then, like clockwork, makes your original expectation come true. It's wild when you really think about it.
It really is. If people truly understood how powerful their thoughts and beliefs are.
They'd pay way more attention to them, right? Become much more intentional about what gets planted in their minds.
Definitely. So there must be something in the brain actually doing this filtering, right? Some mechanism.
There is indeed. Let's dive into the neurology behind it. It involves a system called the reticular activating system.
The reticular activating system, RAS for short.
Exactly, the RAS. And this isn't some obscure minor part of the brain. It's a primary filter for your everyday reality.
Yeah.
Its main job, its vital role, is to take the absolute flood of information.
From our senses.
Yes, from our senses, and decide what we actually pay attention to consciously and what just gets filtered out, ignored.
How much information are we talking about? Is it a lot?
It's staggering, actually. Estimates suggest our five senses, eyes, ears, skin, taste, smell, pull in something like 11 million bits of information per second.
11 million every second.
Every single second. Think about that. It's an incomprehensible amount of data.
You couldn't possibly process all that consciously. You just freeze.
Utterly paralyzed. And that's where the RAS steps in. It performs this incredible filtering job, slashing that raw input down to only about 40 bits per second that we actually become consciously aware of.
40 bits, down from 11 million.
Yeah. It's a massive reduction. It's an ancient survival mechanism, really. Helped our ancestors focus on the tiger, not the rustling leaf,
Right. Focus on what's important for survival or goals.
And today, it's still determining what gets past the velvet rope into your conscious awareness.
You can kind of feel it too, can't you? Like right now, I wasn't thinking about the feeling of my feet on the floor.
Exactly. Or the pressure of the chair you're sitting on, maybe?
Or the hum of the computer fan. But now that you mention it,
You immediately feel it. You hear it. It wasn't that the sensation wasn't there before.
my brain was just filtering it out, deeming it unimportant.
Your RAS was being the bouncer at the door of your consciousness, deciding what gets in.
That bouncer analogy, that actually helps a lot.
It's a really good one, I think. Let's visualize it.
Mm.
Imagine a bouncer at a really exclusive club.
Okay.
The manager comes over and says, listen, tonight you have to let in 200 women. If you don't, you're fired.
Right. High stakes.
So what is that bouncer going to focus on? Laser focus.
Only women. He's not going to notice guys walking by or anything else, really. He's scanning for women.
Exactly. He's actively, relentlessly looking for evidence to fulfill his directive. He's ignoring everything else that doesn't fit the criteria.
And you're saying our brain does that? Our RAS?
Precisely like that bouncer.
Yeah.
Your RAS is programmed by your dominant beliefs, the things you hold most strongly, often subconsciously.
So if my dominant belief is, say, I'm not good enough,
Then your RAS, like that bouncer looking for women, will unconsciously filter out evidence that contradicts I'm not good enough.
it'll ignore my successes, compliments, times I was capable.
Yes. It will gloss over them, dismiss them, and instead it'll highlight, like a spotlight, every single instance, every tiny detail, every perceived mistake that seems to confirm your belief of not being good enough.
Wow. So I'm literally hardwired to find proof for what I already believe.
You are hardwired to seek consistency. Your brain wants your external reality to match your internal map. It reinforces your existing narrative. It's a self-serving mechanism for your beliefs.
Which explains the self-fulfilling prophecy loop perfectly.
It connects directly. The RAS plays this critical role because it actively filters information according to your beliefs.
It draws attention to confirming evidence.
Yeah, and simultaneously ignores or downplays contradictory evidence. It's like wearing belief-colored glasses.
And the selective focus, this filtering, it makes the prophecy come true even if I'm not trying consciously.
Absolutely. Your brain is working behind the scenes, tirelessly, helping you selectively notice only what you expect to see. It directs your attention, shapes your experience, all based on that initial programming.
That's why it's so hard sometimes to take a compliment, isn't it?
That's a classic example. When someone says something genuinely nice, something that clashes with your, say, negative self-image.
It feels weird, uncomfortable.
That's cognitive dissonance. That mental clash. Your RAS seeking consistency might literally make it hard to let that compliment in.
It feels untrue, so my brain rejects it.
It might rationalize it away. They're just being nice, dismiss it. They don't really know me. Or even just not fully register it. It's protecting your existing self-concept, even if that concept is limiting.
So breaking a negative self-perceptions is like fighting your own brain's filtering system.
It is. It feels like an uphill battle because your brain is literally trying to maintain the status quo of your identity, but knowing this is the first step to changing it.
Okay, this is making so much sense. Can we talk through some more concrete, real-world examples? Like, how does this play out in relationships?
Definitely. Let's take a common and often really painful cycle. Distrust in relationships.
Okay.
Imagine a man. He falls deeply in love, really invests his whole heart,
All in.
all in, and then tragically, his partner cheats on him. The pain, the betrayal,
Yeah.
it's profound.
Devastating.
So, because he desperately wants to avoid ever feeling that agony again, he starts to build a wall. Unconsciously, or maybe even consciously, he develops this deep belief, I can't trust women.
It becomes his truth based on that painful experience.
Exactly. It's a defense mechanism that solidifies into a core belief. Now, fast forward. He gets into a new relationship.
Okay.
That underlying belief, women can't be trusted, starts to color his actions, even if he wants this new relationship to work.
How so? What does he do?
He might become overly possessive, constantly needing reassurance, questioning her whereabouts, her friends, maybe checking her phone.
Controlling behaviors, basically, stemming from his own fear.
Precisely. He's projecting his past trauma and his belief onto this new person. His actions create this environment of tension, suspicion, constant scrutiny.
Which I imagine doesn't feel good for the new partner.
Not at all. She feels suffocated, unfairly judged, not trusted. Eventually, that pressure, that lack of faith, it pushes her away.
So she leaves.
She leaves. And his heart is broken again. And in that moment of renewed pain, what happens to his original belief?
It gets reinforced. See? I was right. Women can't be trusted.
Exactly. It's a tragic loop. Past pain becomes a belief. The belief drives behavior. The behavior creates the feared outcome, which cements the belief.
And that's why people get stuck in those same loops, dating the same type, having the same arguments.
Their internal blueprint, their core beliefs, are consistently attracting and creating similar results. Powerful stuff.
So powerful. Okay, what about another area, like academics or skills?
Ah, yes. The classic I'm bad at X syndrome. Think about a student, maybe it was you, maybe someone you know, who truly believes they are inherently bad at math.
Oh yeah, I'm just not a math person. Heard that a million times.
Right, and often this belief isn't based on actual lack of potential. It might stem from one bad experience, a critical teacher, comparing themselves to someone else.
So they form this belief, I'm bad at math.
And then their RAS gets to work confirming it, like that bouncer.
How? What does it focus on?
It unconsciously zooms in on every struggle, every mistake, every moment of confusion in math class.
Yeah.
It magnifies the difficulty.
So it ignores the times they do get something.
Completely.
Really?
Or dismisses it. If they get a decent grade, a B maybe, they'll think, well, that was just luck, or the test must have been super easy.
Rationalizing away any evidence that contradicts the belief.
Exactly. Got to maintain that internal consistency. So this constant focus on the negative, on the failures.
It must create anxiety around math.
Huge anxiety.
Yeah.
And hesitation. And then logically, if you believe you're bad at something and feel anxious about it.
You probably don't put in as much effort. Why bother? I'll fail anyway.
Precisely. The belief leads to reduced effort, maybe avoidance of challenging problems, which then, predictably, leads to poorer performance.
Which reinforces the original belief. See? Told you I was bad at math.
It's a perfect vicious cycle, almost impossible to break unless you become aware of the underlying belief driving it.
And the flip side must be true, too. The student who believes they are good at math.
Absolutely. Their RAS is tuned to a completely different frequency. They notice their successes, they attribute good grades to their ability and effort.
So they see proof of their competence.
Right, which builds confidence, makes them enjoy it more, study harder, persevere through challenges, leading to better results.
Creating a positive feedback loop instead.
Exactly, a positive self-fulfilling prophecy. Same subject, potentially similar initial aptitude, but wildly different outcomes based purely on belief.
Okay, one more area. Social interactions. This feels very relevant too. The confidence loop.
Oh, hugely relevant. Let's take someone who deeply believes they're socially awkward, maybe from some embarrassing moments in the past, or just relentless self-criticism.
I never know what to say, people don't like me, that kind of thing.
Yes. So this person walks into a social situation, a party, a work event, whatever. Their RAS immediately goes on high alert.
But looking for what?
Looking for proof of their awkwardness. It zeroes in on every perceived misstep. Every tiny pause in conversation feels like an eternity.
Every joke that doesn't land feels like a catastrophe.
Exactly. They'll misinterpret neutral cues as negative. Someone glances at their phone. They must be bored of me. Someone turns away slightly. They're trying to escape.
Their internal monologue is just confirming the awkwardness narrative.
Constantly. And this hyper-focus on potential negatives, this vigilance for proof of their inadequacy.
It reinforces the belief, I'm not good in social situations.
And then that belief affects their behavior. They might become withdrawn, quiet, hesitant to speak up, avoid eye contact.
Which can, ironically, create awkward interactions.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Or at least prevent genuine connection. It becomes a self-validating experience of social discomfort, driven entirely by the initial belief.
Whereas the confident person.
The confident person enters the same room, but their RAS is looking for different signals. They notice the smiles, the laughter at their stories, the engaged eye contact.
They interpret cues positively.
Right, they see validation. And because they feel confident, they engage more openly, maybe tell more jokes, ask more questions.
Which elicits more positive responses from others.
Creating that positive feedback loop again, their selective attention reinforces their self-perception as likable and confident, which leads to more social validation, further cementing the belief.
It really comes down to identity, doesn't it? What you believe you are.
That's arguably the most crucial takeaway. Your identity, whether you see yourself as capable or incapable, lucky or unlucky, confident or awkward, your RAS will work 24/7 to find evidence to support it.
So analyzing and choosing your beliefs isn't just mental gymnastics.
It's the absolute foundation for consciously creating the reality you experience. It dictates everything.
Okay, this is huge. But it gets even more complex, right? It's not just about our reality.
That's where it gets really fascinating and honestly carries a significant weight of responsibility. These self-fulfilling prophecies don't operate in a vacuum.
They affect other people too.
Profoundly. Your beliefs and expectations about others, your kids, your partner, your colleagues, they carry this invisible but incredibly powerful influence. They can shape other people's behavior and outcomes.
My beliefs about someone else can change their reality.
Yes, this phenomenon is well documented. It's called the Pygmalion effect.
The Pygmalion effect, okay.
It happens when one person's expectations for another person actually change that second person's behavior or performance, making the initial expectation come true.
So I can, like, subtly program someone else based on what I believe about them.
In essence, yes. Unconsciously, usually, but the effect is real. It highlights the immense impact we have on each other.
Is there proof of this? Like studies?
Oh, the classic study is famous for a reason. It's the Rosenthal and Jacobson study from 1968, often called the Oak School experiment.
Oak School. Okay, what did they do?
It was quite clever. Researchers went into elementary schools at the start of the year. They told certain teachers, hey, based on this special test, these specific students in your class are growth spurters.
Meaning they were expected to bloom academically, show big jumps in IQ.
Exactly. The teachers were told these kids had hidden potential ready to emerge. They were given the names.
Okay. But here comes the twist, right?
Here's the absolute kicker, the growth spurters. They were chosen completely randomly.
What? Not based on any test?
Nope. No prior indication of higher potential whatsoever. The researchers basically picked names out of a hat. But the teachers didn't know that.
The teachers genuinely believed these kids were special, poised for a breakthrough.
They truly believed it. And the results after a year?
Let me guess. The spurters did better.
Significantly better. Those randomly chosen kids showed statistically significant increases in their academic performance and their measured IQ scores compared to the other kids.
Wow. Just because the teachers believed they would.
Precisely. The improvement didn't come from the kids' innate ability. They were average, randomly selected kids. It came directly from the teachers' expectations.
How did the teacher's belief translate into higher scores?
Think about it. If you believe a student is bright and capable, how might you treat them? Even unconsciously.
You'd probably give them more attention, maybe more challenging work.
More encouragement, more positive feedback, more patience if they struggle.
You'd call on them more, maybe give them more time to answer.
Exactly. All these subtle, often unintentional changes in the teacher's behavior, driven by their belief, evoked a real change in the student's behavior.
The students responded to being treated like they were capable.
They rose to the expectation. Their confidence grew, they likely tried harder, engaged more, and their performance improved. The teacher's belief created a more capable student.
That has massive implications for all of us.
Tremendous implications.
Yeah.
It forces us to ask, what do I genuinely believe about the people around me? My kids, my partner, my team at work.
Because my internal narrative about them isn't just private.
It leaks out. It subtly shapes my actions towards them, and that can powerfully influence their reality, their potential, their performance.
For better or for worse.
Absolutely. It's a huge responsibility, but also an incredible opportunity, right? To potentially uplift others simply through holding positive beliefs about them.
Okay, mind blown. So we understand the mechanism, the RAS, the loops, even the effect on others. Now, the million-dollar question.
How do we change it? How do we rewrite the script?
Yeah. How do we consciously take control and use this knowledge to build a better reality? What are the steps?
All right, let's get practical. Step one, and this is the absolute foundation, the non-negotiable starting point.
Yeah.
Cultivate self-awareness.
Self-awareness, knowing thyself.
You got it. You simply cannot change a belief or a pattern if you're not even aware it exists. It's like trying to fix a car engine in the dark.
You need to see what you're working with first. Identify the beliefs running the show.
Exactly. Unravel those often unspoken stories you tell yourself about who you are, what you're capable of, what the world is like. This is where all change begins.
So how do we do that practically? How do you become more self-aware?
It takes intentional practice, engaging in things that promote introspection. It's not passive, it's active exploration.
Like what? Meditation?
Meditation is great. Spending time in silence, just observing your thoughts without judging them. Mindful breathing. Also, journaling is incredibly powerful.
Writing things down.
Getting those thoughts out of your head and onto paper lets you see them more objectively. You can spot patterns, recurring anxieties, limiting assumptions.
Maybe ask specific questions like, what belief drove my actions today?
Excellent idea. Or, when did I filter out something positive about myself? What assumptions am I making here? Get genuinely curious about your internal landscape.
The more you recognize the beliefs your RAS is filtering for.
The more power you have to consciously choose whether to keep them or change them. Awareness is the first key that unlocks the cage.
Okay, so I become aware. I identify a limiting belief, like I'm not good enough or I'll always struggle financially. What's step 2?
Step 2, challenge it. Actively, deliberately challenge that belief. You have to break free from its prison.
Because it is like a prison built by the mind.
Absolutely. And you challenge it using logic and evidence, almost like you're cross-examining it in court.
How's that work?
Ask yourself, is this belief an absolute, unshakable, universal truth? Or is it just something I believe is true?
So for I'll always be poor.
Ask, was it decreed by the cosmos at my birth that I, specifically, would always be poor? Is it a law of physics?
The answer is obviously no.
Right. That instantly tells you it's not an absolute truth. It's just a belief, a story you've adopted, maybe from your past, your family, society, but it's a story you can rewrite.
Okay, so I see it's just a belief, not a fact. Then what?
Then you have to consciously fight against confirmation bias.
Which is our tendency to look for proof that we're right.
Exactly. Most people unconsciously spend their lives proving their existing beliefs right, even the negative ones. To break free, you must do the opposite.
Actively look for evidence that contradicts the limiting belief. Try to prove it wrong.
Yes. Deliberately seek out counter-evidence. If you believe you're bad at business, find stories of people who started like you and succeeded. Notice your own small wins you'd normally dismiss.
That feels counterintuitive, trying to prove myself wrong.
It is, but it's essential. Think of the belief as the walls of a prison. Every piece of contradictory evidence you find and accept starts to dismantle those walls. It takes courage, but it's how you break out.
Awareness, then challenge. Got it. What's step 3?
Step 3 is about consciously setting your internal GPS, actively programming your mind.
Like programming a computer.
Exactly like that. You have that power. Every single day, you need to get crystal clear. What do I want to think? What do I choose to believe about myself and the world? How do I want to feel?
This isn't just hoping, right? It's active.
It requires daily, intentional practice.
Yeah.
Dedicate time, maybe morning, maybe evening, specifically for this.
Doing what?
Sit in silence again, journal with intention, meditate on these new beliefs, use breath work. Focus specifically on embedding these new chosen narratives.
What about affirmations or mantras? Do they work?
They absolutely can, if used correctly. They aren't magic words, but they are tools for deliberate reprogramming. Repeating statements of what you choose to believe.
I am capable, I attract opportunity, I am confident.
Yes. But say them with feeling, with conviction. It's a way of giving your RAS new instructions, new filtering criteria. You're telling that bouncer, this is the new guest list.
Because the old beliefs were kind of like unconscious brainwashing anyway.
Precisely. You absorb them passively from your environment, your upbringing, the media, often without question. They became your default settings.
So now it's time for conscious brainwashing, choosing the programming myself.
That's a great way to put it. Consciously, intentionally install the beliefs you choose, the ones that empower you, rather than just running the old, inherited software. You have agency now. Take command of your mental landscape.
And if I do this, if I become aware, challenge the old, and intentionally install the new, what happens?
The outcome is almost inevitable. If you genuinely, consistently change your core beliefs and reprogram your mind with empowering narratives, your external reality has to shift. It must.
Why has to?
Because those very mechanisms of the self-fulfilling prophecy, the RAS filtering, the belief-action loop, they will start working for you instead of against you.
My new beliefs will make me notice different things, opportunities I missed before.
Yes. They'll inspire different actions, more aligned with your goals. They'll change how you show up. And inevitably, those new perceptions and actions will begin to manifest the reality reflected in your new beliefs. You start creating that better version of yourself.
Wow. Okay, so let's just recap the journey we've taken today.
We've really gone deep into this incredible link between mind and reality.
Yeah, looking at how beliefs, perceptions, expectations filtered through that amazing reticular activating system.
Actively create the results you see in your life.
From relationships, work, confidence.
Even impacting others through the Pygmalion effect.
Yeah.
Your inner world is constantly, ceaselessly creating your outer world.
And the big insight, the really liberating one,
Is that you're not just a passive observer drifting through life. You are a powerful co-creator.
your beliefs aren't just thoughts. They're the engine, the blueprint.
They determine what you see, how you act, and what ultimately shows up for you.
So knowing this now, truly understanding that believing is seeing, I want to leave everyone with a final thought, a challenge maybe?
Something to really chew on.
Yeah. What single belief, if you were to really grab hold of it, challenge it, commit to rewriting its script starting today? What single belief could unlock a profoundly different, more empowering reality for you?
And maybe not just for you, but for the people whose lives you touch.
What new belief would you choose to consciously install, to brainwash yourself with, day after day, to begin manifesting the life you genuinely desire?
Take a real moment with that.
Yeah.
Let it sink in. The power to shift your reality, to truly become that better version of yourself. It lies within the beliefs you choose to cultivate.
It's a journey, awareness, courage, intentional creation.
The choice and the incredible power are yours.